Hi everyone, this story tonight is called Grandfather Buffalo. Have you ever seen a buffalo before? They're amazing creatures. Grandfather Buffalo was old and slow, but he was still strong. He was the biggest and oldest bull in the herd, and he was getting older every day. He spent a lot of time lying in the tall grass, resting his old bones. When the herd moved on, Grandfather Buffalo slowly stood, shook the dust off his sides, and followed. Each time he was left a little farther behind. But as long as he could see the others, he was still a part of the herd. Longhorn cattle and prairie dogs kept the old buffalo company some of the way. Mostly, though, he walked alone, following the fresh tracks of the herd. One day at the drinking stream, Grandfather Buffalo came upon another buffalo, also traveling far behind the herd. It was a young cow carrying the heavy weight of her unborn calf. Look at the beautiful sky. Together they followed the tracks of the herd. When some cowboys came looking for their cattle, Grandfather Buffalo snorted at them and pawed the ground until they rode away. Later that night, with the herd grazing close by, the cow gave birth to her calf. All through the night, Grandfather Buffalo listened in the darkness for sounds of danger. But all he heard were the tiny bleats of the newborn calf and the soft grunts of its mother. That's nice, he's protecting them, standing watch. In the morning, the old bull walked over for a closer look. The calf looked up, unafraid. When the herd moved on, the calf stumbled and hopped and ran, trying to keep up with his mother and the rest. Grandfather Buffalo was close behind, nudging the calf along. They walked into a dust storm. The calf lost sight of his mother and ran around, bleating loudly. In the blur of the storm, he accidentally ran into Grandfather Buffalo and butted his hard little head into the old bull's woolly side. Grandfather Buffalo grunted and kept grunting as he walked. The calf followed the sound through the blinding dust. When the dust cleared, the herd was grazing just ahead. The calf ran to his mother. Grandfather Buffalo was tired and wanted to be by himself. He found a quiet spot to lie down and quickly fell asleep. It was night when the old bull was awakened by something pressing against his ribs. It was the calf napping by his side. Oh, he loves him. In the light of the rising moon, Grandfather Buffalo got up, waking the calf with the motion. Then the calf followed his mother, and Grandfather Buffalo followed the calf down to the rest of the herd. They all grazed together. Grandfather Buffalo was old and slow, but he was still part of the herd. And in our Bible tonight, we're reading from 1 Samuel 9 through 15, the first king. Samuel grew old. The Israelites began to think about who would be their next leader. They told Samuel, "We want a king to rule us and lead us in battle, like other nations have. Choose one for us." Samuel did not like this idea. God was the king of Israel. The people didn't need any other king. But God told Samuel, "Do what they want. Give them a king." Now at this time, the people of Israel were in danger of losing their lands to their enemies, the Philistines. God told Samuel he would send him a man who would save the people from the Philistines. The next day, a striking young man came to Samuel. He was a head taller than anyone else. His name was Saul. He was looking for some donkeys that had run away from his father's farm and gotten lost. Saul came to Samuel for help. Samuel said to him, "Don't worry about the donkeys. They've already been found." Saul could not believe he had been chosen to be king. He didn't think he could do the job, but when the Spirit of God went into him, and he felt like a different person. But then the Spirit of God. Samuel called all the people together to meet their new king, but Saul felt shy. He hid among the baggage. Some men went to bring him out. Saul stood before the people. Samuel said, "Look closely at the man the Lord has chosen. There is no one like him." Then the people shouted, "Long live the king!" What was the new king's name? Do you remember? Saul. Yep. Well, I hope you like the story tonight about the beautiful buffalo and the baby calf. Good night.